Welcome back, everybody. Talking to Jimbeau Hinson with us this morning. I just found this out in the break. 44 years in the business, and his first CD is now out that's on a label. That's crazy.
I'm seasoned.
He is a 44-year overnight sensation.
I am ripe, let's just say that.
I love it. So you said you had your first deal when you were 16. Never put out a full album.
Never put out a full album. I had about 4 or 5 singles on chart records. I was on the same label with Lynn Anderson, and it was like a teenage country label, but we never did an album. But
so first album out, Strong Medicine. It's got to feel good to get that out.
I'm still in shock that they actually did a record on it.
But you have so much to say.
I have a lot to say. People keep telling me to shut up, but it hasn't worked yet.
Tell me about putting this together, because honestly, years as a songwriter, and you've penned so many hits for so many other people. These are personal. These are stories that are personal to you that you wanted to be out there.
Yeah, I've been married to my sweet wife, Brenda Fielder, who you know, and for 33 years. And I had quite a wild young life as a young man, and I tested HIV positive in 1985 when it wasn't even called HIV, and it's all about. We were keeping it a secret because of business reasons at the time, and I started writing down my life story as therapy, and started writing these songs about what I was dealing with that I couldn't actually sing about in my gigs and things, or pitch to artists to record. So it was sort of like my private journey through dealing with HIV, and you know, it almost killed me twice in the 90s, and I actually crossed over in the company of my deceased father in coma, and woke up for no medical reason, tied to a bed in ICU, and had to learn how to do everything again: walk, see, pee, poop, the whole thing. But in that, I came back without the anger and without the rage. I sort of woke up with this "isn't life grand" kind of attitude, which I try to inflect in these songs. And also my doctor, who's just Dr. Stanley Bodner, who's just a wonderful doctor, he saved my life. But he got an award from Nashville Cares a couple of years ago, and they gave. Brenda and I went to see him get this award, and we sat there in shock as one 20-year-old after another got up and talked about their recent infection. I had no idea that I figured people had figured out how to keep it from being transmitted.
Absolutely.
Because my wife has continually tested negative in the 33 years of our marriage. It is possible to not get this disease, and people who like myself and Magic Johnson, who are doing well with it, with the medications. The kids now today think it's no big deal, but it is a big deal. And the reason well, actually, I wrote this book about my life, and I was reading it to a friend of mine, Sandy Knox, who's a songwriter, and she wrote "Does He Love You Like He Loves Me?" and I hadn't heard from you, and he thinks his name was John, and a lot of great songs. And a good friend, and we sat there and passed a Kleenex box around and cried and laughed and cried and laughed. And about a month or so later, she called and said, I want to start a record label and put a record out. I think this story needs to be heard. And so it all came from this record came about from my book about my life.
There it is. It's all together. You're going to be playing a show coming up. So tell everybody about that.
January the 29th at 6 o'clock. It's early, so get off the couch and come see me if you want.
People can come down. Where's it going to be?
3rd and Lindsley. That's 6
location.
o'clock, 29th. And I've got all the pickers from the records that never play live. So
love that.
AAA pickers, and it's going to be a great show.
I saw some of the lineup, so you pulled the strings. You got them all coming down for you.
Well, I invited them. Maybe the Oaks will show up. David Lee, who knows? Steve Earle, who knows? But I've got a lot of buds in this business, and
very good.
Come see me.
Excellent. It's going to be on the 29th, 3rd and Lindsley. Jimbeau Hinson.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
You are such an inspiration. Love having you here.
Thanks, dear.
Well.